How's it going? Welcome back to Movie Crack, where we chat about movies, TV, have a bit of crack along the way. Dead of Winter. Jeez, let me tell you, boys, it'll be the dead of winter before we know it, huh? Dead of Winter, directed by Brian Kirk, starring Emma Thompson. Let's get into it. So, this movie follows a grief stricken widow, played by Emma Thompson, who finds herself in the backcountry of Minnesota for a very personal reason in the dead of winter. But does it have the chill factor? Well, some shit goes down and she ends up in the middle of a very bad situation. And she's doing her best to try and make it through. Starting with the story. So, the story of this movie is definitely not its strong point. I'll put it that way. Emma Thompson is definitely the highlight of the movie. She's the most fleshed out character. We get to learn a lot about her, why she's in the position that she's in, and things like that. And you end up really having a soft spot for her by the end of the movie. Every other character in this movie, though, however, is just pretty forgettable, to be quite honest. So, starting with Emma Thompson's performance as the main character, the lead, she is just this old lady who gets thrown into a bit of a situation and she's doing her best to try and make it through and maybe save some folks along the way. So, she does very well in the movie. She's by far the best part of this movie. The main antagonist is played by Judy Greer's character, and to be quite honest, she's a bit over the top for me. You know, it takes it a little bit too seriously, in my opinion. That's not really her fault. That's more the writing. Um, yeah, could have done a lot more with her character. Could it would have been nice to get more of a background for her because she really just comes across as a cunt. And the reason why she's this way, it is kind of hinted on in the movie, very shallowly. I'll put it. Doesn't really dive too far into it, but you get the vibe. I'll put it that way. Her husband's in this movie too, and he's kind of an antagonist. But to be quite honest, I don't even remember the character's name. So that'll tell you how much of a lack of substance there was with the two kind of main antagonists in the movie. Then you have Gaia Wise' character, who's kind of the young girl who's been taken hostage by these two antagonists. And if you've watched the trailer, then you already know this aspect of the plot of the movie. It's not even a spoiler. But yeah, she does okay in the role as well. She's not in the movie very much, but when she is, I mean, she's fine. Like, you don't really know much about her either, and hence the problem with the story is the lack of deep characters, in my opinion. Bar the main character, she gets the best background kind of story and things like that. The other issues I have with this story are story or plot conveniences. There is 100% times in this movie where a character could have easily just been killed and therefore the story would have ended right there. But convenience required that not to happen so the movie could continue. Also, very convenient situations where characters might leave at a very convenient time so other characters can make lots of noise while they're doing something, you know. So conveniences like that really drag the story down. It's really like, well, that's just lazy writing is what that fucking is. Don't be a fucking cunt. The pacing in the movie, I mean, it's okay. It's an hour and 30 minutes long, this movie, I think. So definitely nice to have a shorter end movie for once. The pacing's okay. I mean, I was intrigued right through the movie. A couple of spots where it was kind of slowing down a little bit too much for me. And I was like, okay, can we keep going here and get to where we're wanting to go, please? Thank you. That being said, story and pacing, I'm going to give a 2 out of 5. The main character was pretty good in the movie. Everybody else pretty forgettable. A lot of plot conveniences that happen as the movie goes on, here and there, and just really annoying antagonists. To be honest, I didn't find them menacing at all. Really, they were just kind of cunts. Next up, visuals and direction. I will say I've got quite a soft spot for movies that are set in the snow or set in like a wintry climate. And this movie really takes advantage of that. It's directed pretty much on site for most of what I could see. Snowy forests, beautiful landscapes, nice set pieces involving vehicles and things like that. So the visuals of the movie were really, really nice, actually. I must say, one of the strongest points of this movie, in my opinion. The direction, on the other hand, as I said, the creative direction could have been better. You know, deeper characters would have made this story a bit more intriguing. Also, the action sequences, you know, especially in the third act, were they were just a little chopped and edited, in my opinion. You can tell that the actors didn't know really much about choreography and they were just kind of doing their best. But the movie was visually stunning. I said creative direction could have been better, so I am going to give visuals and direction a 4 out of 5. It is a beautiful movie, I will say that. Now, sound effects and score. Well, the music in the movie is really, really actually well done. It's like a deep opera vibe, and I find that the music was playing very well in sync with the moments that were occurring in the story at a given time. So the music was pretty good, in fairness. It did add a bit to the story for me. The sound effects, holy fuck. I will say about this movie, the fucking gunshots in this movie were crazy. There's a scene, without giving away too much spoilers, that involves a pickup truck and bullets hitting a pickup truck. And the impacts of the bullets, it's fucking, it was crazy. It was great. Loved it. Loved it. That being said, sound and score overall, I'm going to give a 3 out of 5. Just because while the music was good, it doesn't play in my head like something out of Halloween, for example. But the sound effects were also very good as well. So there you have it, folks. Dead of Winter. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 overall after all the scores are said and done. So there you have it. A pretty nice little thriller to get us going here on this spooky season as October rolls in pretty quick here. I would recommend having a look at this movie. You know, if you want a simple, nicely laid out thriller, if you're not looking for something that's too deep or too complicated, and a decent feast for the eyes as well. That being said, if you like this movie talk and you like this movie crack, don't be a sausage. Hang around, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, do all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, it's a good one. That's all I got for today. Look.